Hi everyone, this is Chris Coons. I'm here with my lovely wife Olivia, and we have a special announcement for you regarding something important that is coming up at the end of this week.
Yeah, so this Friday is Juneteenth. So we celebrate the official end of slavery, which happened June 19th, 1865, when the last slaves in Texas were told of their freedom. So on Project, we usually do a cookout, and last year we did a baseball game and just some fun things to celebrate, but also we watch an episode of Blackish about Juneteenth and do some read some articles or watch some small videos just to also educate ourselves on what Juneteenth is all about. And so we want to do that still, even though we're not all together in Petoskey. That doesn't mean we don't have this opportunity. And so, again, we really want to focus on education and celebration. So some ways to educate yourself: we're going to send out some resources, articles, videos for you to understand or learn about Juneteenth. Many of you have probably never even heard of it. We've just started celebrating in the last few years. But yeah, to educate yourself on that. Also, there's a panel that myself and Ashley Peters and Tara Lewis did with a few women from different regions, campus outreach regions in the U.S., just talking about what it's like to be a person of color in a predominantly white ministry or church. So we're going to put those up on the YouTube channel in a few different parts so that, because it's a long conversation, it's a good conversation, but we're going to do it in 2 or 3 parts so that you can kind of jump in and watch 20 minutes and be done and then watch the second part later. It's not as daunting that way. So that's some of the education, and then some of the fun things. Some ideas we had was maybe doing like a watch party with your D group or some friends on Project, maybe watching the episode of Blackish where they talk about what Juneteenth is, maybe watching a movie like Selma or Marshall or Harriet, or Just Mercy, which is a newer one and is free, I think, on Hulu right now. So those are some of the ideas we have of how we still want to celebrate and commemorate this special day. So.
And ultimately, though, none of us really understand what it's like to be in physical captivity and experience the freedom of being released from that captivity. Those of us that are in Christ should understand what it's like to be in bondage to sin and to experience the freeing release of God's grace when you trust in Jesus. Later this summer, we're going to study in Galatians 5:1 that it is for freedom that Christ has set you free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by the yoke of slavery. It's important that we understand what that means and how it connects. We want to celebrate freedom, and we want to celebrate the freedom of our brothers and sisters and their ancestors as well. So ultimately, that's what this is pointing towards, and we want it to be, like Olivia said, a day of celebration, but we don't want to celebrate just for the sake of celebrating, but we want to know why we're celebrating and the important implications that freedom has on us. So again, there's going to be a lot of links, a lot of ways for you to just become more aware, more educated, and we want to make sure that you understand that there's not an education threshold that you need to meet or a requirement you need to meet in order to celebrate, but we do want you to be intentional about knowing why you're celebrating. So we hope that this is helpful, and we hope that there's some anticipation and excitement building up to what is a special day. So we thank you.